Hi guys, it's Troy. So I wanted to talk to you today about the topic of polarization. Now the reason that this is important is because in the last few days before the weekend I put out a series of videos talking about building charisma, and the thesis that I'm working up to here is that in order to build charisma you need to know yourself, because when you know yourself you are able to communicate clearly to other people who you are, and in doing that and in establishing yourself as an individual, establishing yourself as someone who's different to the herd, who's not afraid to say what he thinks, who's not afraid to flout convention or convention of the group he's in or whatever, then you will stand out and you will have greater charisma. And what this really comes down to is polarization. Now, polarization is actually an absolutely fantastic thing. It's an amazing weapon to have in your arsenal, but it can be quite nerve-wracking if you're not used to utilizing it. So let me explain what I mean by that. When you establish an online brand, for example, you have to stand for something. If you don't stand for anything, then you might get followers, you might get people, who quite like you, who give you a click or a like or hit subscribe or whatever, but you're not going to get people who really love what you have to say. Why is that? Well, it's because you're beige, it's because you're bland, it's because you're boring, it's because you are forgettable. So what you need to do is you need to really polarize. And it's people that polarize who are really deeply loved. It's those people who are idolized. It's those people who get the greatest fame, the greatest riches, the greatest success in all spheres of life. So that can be sexual success, it can be monetary success, it can be even artistic success, political success, whatever it is. You have to polarize, and the way that you polarize is you have to know what you stand for. And that's why in the last video I recommended those exercises that you can do in order to ensure that you know yourself, so that you know what you're polarizing about, if you like. There's no point in trying to polarize if you don't even know what your opinions on any given issue are. But once you do know yourself, you've got a very clear idea of who you are and what it is that makes you tick, then you are ready to polarize. And the next phase of this is you have to communicate difference. Now, in terms of social media, for example, Twitter, what that means is you've got to be putting out content all of the time that signals where you are coming from. So if you're a lily-livered liberal, then you need to be putting out lily-livered liberal content the whole time. If you're a raging Trumpaholic, then you need to be putting out MAGA content the whole time. You need to be telling people where you're coming from and who you are. Now, the same thing applies in social situations. I'm not saying you walk into the bar with your MAGA cap on and you make a fucking idiot of yourself, but what I am saying is that you have to be prepared in conversation and in social meetings with people, and that could be with girls that you've just met in the club or in the coffee shop or the library or whatever. It could be people that you meet as you go about your daily business. It could be people that you network with for business. You've got to be unafraid to tell them where you are coming from. And I'm not just talking about politics here. Politics is a kind of an easy example to give because it's inherently polarizing, and we all sort of know most of us know where we kind of stand on various different things. That's a very obvious example, but I'm talking about in terms of more subtle, nuanced things about you. So if you're somebody who, you just want to spend all weekend reading, you don't want to go out and see anybody, you don't want to go to the club, and you're hanging out with a bunch of people who think going to the club is the fucking coolest thing in the planet, and you're a retard if you don't go to the club, you've got to be unafraid at some point to make a stand and say, I don't go to the fucking club, I think it's bollocks, I'm going to sit reading Pushkin all weekend and screw you. Now, what's going to happen as a result of that? You're going to get people who think you're a wanker. You're going to get people that think you're an idiot, who are going to disregard you. You may get cut out from that social circle or elements of that social circle or whatever. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you're attracting the people who do agree with you. Now, this goes for dating and game as well. Why? Well, because, it's been said, and I think it's well known, that, you're going to meet different segments of girls. You're going to meet girls who are yes girls who are really into you naturally. You're going to meet no girls who are just not into you at all, and there's nothing that you can do to change that. And then you're going to meet maybe girls, and those maybe girls are girls who potentially could be persuaded that you're actually a pretty cool guy if you do the right things. And the way to do the right thing is to be charismatic, and the way to be charismatic is to be yourself, but to be yourself unapologetically. And so the manner in which you do that is to communicate your difference with confidence, with style, with aplomb, and with absolute and complete abandon. Abandon is not the right word, with complete and absolute conviction. So that's what you need to be doing. That's what I'm going to be teaching in the videos coming up. But I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you understand how polarization is really, really important, and you need to be thinking about it in terms of all of your interactions, the way that you dress, the way that you talk, the way that you carry yourself. The message that you are putting out to the world, in other words, has to be congruent, and it has to be congruent with what you actually think. Because, you know, we can spend years, I mean, I spent years and years as a kid, you know, worrying about what people thought about me, worrying about, you know, are people going to think this is cool, are they going to think that's cool, whatever. In the end, you have to draw a line, you have to say, sod it, I really don't care. Even if nobody likes me, I'm still going to say this particular thing that I think, because I think it's right. And as I say, you will lose people will turn against you, you will get haters, but most importantly, you will get people who absolutely and 100% buy into what you are saying, and those people will absolutely love you. And that, my friend, is what you are looking for. That is where the payoff comes. So, hope you like the video. Do subscribe to the channel. Put some comments below, click the link below to get onto my daily email list. Emails going out every day, 5 days a week, on dating and life in general, as well as business and writing, things of that kind. You can get my Renegade Dating Blueprint bundle of 10 books for the ridiculously low sum of just $39 at the moment. So click below on the link for that. You can get all those PDFs delivered directly to you immediately. And yeah, hope you like the video. We'll be talking about another groundbreaking, deep topic of this kind in the next video. So I'll see you then. Bye-bye.